So as we think about Jesus' ministry with children, we find passages like this in Luke's gospel. He says in Luke 18:15, people were bringing even infants to Jesus, that he might touch them, that is, that he might bless them. And when the disciples saw it, they sternly ordered them not to do it. But Jesus called for them and said, let the little children come to me, and do not stop them, for it is to such as these that the kingdom of God belongs. Truly, I tell you, whoever does not receive the kingdom of God as a little child will never enter it. I love this. Parents wanted Jesus to bless their children. The disciples thought that Jesus was too busy to have to take time to care for these kids, to bless these children. So they scolded the parents, reprimanded the parents. And then Jesus turned around and scolded his disciples, says, what are you guys doing? I want to be with these kids. I care about children. I want to bless them. Stop it. And then he commanded the children. He said, parents, bring your kids. Come on. And then he said to his disciples, listen, the kingdom of God belongs to such as these, and unless you become like a child, now he's talking to all the grown-ups who are all around, unless you become like a child, you'll never enter the kingdom of God. This week, I heard two stories of children who go to our different locations. One goes to our Blue Springs location, one goes to our Resurrection Downtown location, and they illustrate so well this story and why we need to become like children. So the first one is a fourth grade girl named Reagan. Reagan is amazing, and she's at our Blue Springs location. And Reagan knew that there were people who were cold in the wintertime and they didn't have enough blankets in their homes. Some of them were homeless. And so she wanted to collect blankets for these families and these individuals. And she asked her mom, can we do this? And her mom said, and at school they were working on projects like this. And she said, sure, but you got to do your homework. We're going to put together a plan, almost like a business plan for a nonprofit organization. This fourth grader's doing this. And so, you have to research, how cold does it get in the wintertime? How many people are there out there who need blankets? And then what would it take for us to be able to meet those needs? And then they started up a sort of unofficial nonprofit on Facebook, and it was aimed at helping people want to collect or want to give and donate blankets. And so she also went to her principal at school, and she told her principal about this, and her principal allowed her to share this with the school. She set a goal. Her parents said, you need to set a goal for what you hope to collect, and she set a goal of 50 blankets. But pretty soon, she had more than 50 blankets, and so she raised her goal to 75 blankets. And by the time she was finished, she had 132 blankets that she'd collected for people who were in need. Here's a photo of Reagan with her mom and some of her blankets. And in this next picture, you can see, I think, most of her blankets scattered out there. And I mean, how cool is that? And as I was thinking about this, I thought, this is so amazing, but it also illustrates what Jesus said. Unless you receive the kingdom of God like a child, you will never enter it. Do you see what that might mean? That we care about God and we care about other people and we give up our time and we work at trying to serve God by serving others. I mean, I just love this. The second is a 5-year-old little boy named Aiden. Now, Aiden goes to our downtown location, and one day, his mommy and he were getting ready to walk out of the house. The TV was on, and the coverage of the Ukraine war was on. And she didn't really want him to see this, but he saw it, and he was fixated with this. And he saw what they were doing is there were families who were fleeing Ukraine. And he saw all these little children and asked his mommy, what's happening there? And so his mother explained to Aiden, what was going on, and in terms a 5-year-old could understand. And then he said, but mommy, where are all their toys? Where are the children's toys? And she explained, they didn't have time to go get their toys. They couldn't carry them with them. They had to leave really quickly. And so he went up to his bedroom and he started collecting his toys that he wanted to give to these children. And then his mom tried to find out, is there a way to actually give give toys to children in Ukraine, and found out that there was a way to be able to do that. And they set up a Facebook page. And on their Facebook page, it was Ukraine, Kids of Ukraine Toy Drive is what they called it. And so he's begun collecting toys for children in Ukraine. I want you to see a picture of Aiden. This is Aiden, and this is the box that he's decorated so that he can collect toys from neighborhood children to be able to send to Ukraine. How cool is that? And this is what Jesus was talking about when he said again, let the children come to me and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of God.